Ekta, thank you very much for that. The next one is Tech Mahindra. But before we get into the numbers, let's quickly just pull up a 6-month chart of Tech Mahindra. And you would see the big re-rating in Tech Mahindra took place in the beginning of the year when the company announced its new CEO, Mohit Joshi. And hopes were quite high that Mohit Joshi will be able to increase the margins of the company, bring in that profitable growth. The stock did well. In fact, at one point of time, Tech Mahindra, despite all the IT gloom, was trading at a fresh 52-week high. But then when Infosys reported their numbers, and this happened just a couple of days back, you saw that downtake in Tech Mahindra. So from that 52-week high, which the stock was trading just prior to Infy's numbers, the stock has seen a correction of close to about 9%. So that's the setup. In terms of performance, well, it's not expected to be a good quarter. There is broad-based weakness across its verticals. Their top client has been under pressure, so the top line growth will come down. Declined by 1.6% in dollar terms. In constant currency terms, the top line could fall by 2%. At the margin level, we're looking at a margin of 10.5%. Now, in the prior quarter, the company's margins were reported at 9.6%, but this included certain one-off impairment costs, etc. The adjusted margins will actually be 10.5% versus 11.2%. So adjusted margins are likely to come down on a quarter-on-quarter basis, and that's what the street is going to be fixated on when the new CEO, Mohit Joshi, he's come on board, he's a CEO designate, but he officially takes charge only in December. The street is going to be watching out for the margin improvement for Tech Mahindra, because currently their margins are at 10-11%, much lower than companies of their size. Companies of their size include an HCL Tech, Wipro, LTI, Mindtree. These companies have margins between 16 to 17%. And if you remember, recently we had a chat with the top management of Mahindra Group, Anish, and we asked him what would be a key ask from Mohit Joshi. He said it would be to improve the margins of Tech Mahindra. So Q1 is going to be weak, but the street will be tracking the outlook on margins very closely. Get into a break. On the other side, we'll be joined by Jay Bala of CashTheChaos.com. Stay tuned.